Donald Trump loyalists are now breaking away, not because he's corrupt or because he's adverse on policy or, he's a ridiculous president. It's because he took an airplane. That did it. So Trump, put up the picture, man. The plane cost $400 million. Do you understand? And it's going to cost more after they retrofit it with all of the toys that Donald Trump wants. So Donald Trump faces unprecedented backlash from loyalists over the Flying Palace. It's a jet donation from Qatar. Earlier this week, we reported on the Trump administration's preparation to accept a super luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet from the royal family of Qatar. It will be available for use by President Donald Trump as the new Air Force One until shortly before he leaves office. Then when he leaves office, they're going to give it to him, but just give it to him through his presidential library. So he couldn't help but to melt down when a reporter posed the question to him about the plane. Before we go to this, I better not hear one damn conservative talking about how much money black preachers make. After you all are supporting this, I better not see one report, one blog, one repost, if you all support this madness, okay? All right, here it is.
President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC, well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much.
He said he'll be stupid. He doubled down on this later. He said, because I'm not stupid, I'm going to take it. It's a free gift. All right. So after the presidency, according to the deal, which honestly, that's the best part of this, the fact that he won't be president at some point in the future. So according to the deal, when he's no longer president, right before he leaves office, they're going to transfer ownership to the presidential library for Donald Trump. That's what sources familiar say. Now his base is giving him some backlash. So top MAGA influencer, Shapiro, Laura Loomer, Mark Levin broke sharply with the president. Quote, now I want you to see how they contextualize it. Quote, I love President Trump. I would take a bullet for him. Wait. The last person that said that was his attorney that snitched on him. So just, if you go to the record, that's what the lawyer said in court. He'd take a bullet for Trump and he was actually a state witness. All right, so he says, I love President Trump. I would take a bullet for him, but I have to call a spade a spade. We cannot accept a $400 million gift from jihadists in suits, tweeted Loomer, an influential MAGA, very influential I've heard, MAGA conspiracy theorist who played a key role in ousting National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Quote, taking sacks of goodies from people who support Hamas, Muslim Brotherhood, Al Jazeera, all the rest. That's not America first, Shapiro said on his top-rated podcast. Here's another one. Quote, I think if we switch the names to Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, we'd all be freaking out right now, Shapiro said. Quote, if you want President Trump to succeed, this kind of skeezy stuff needs to stop. Ben, Trump is the one who did it. What are you talking about? Ben, come on, man. If you want him to succeed, this stuff must stop. Trump doesn't want himself to succeed. Sir, what about all of this take responsibility for yourself jargon that you talk to everybody else? Why not talk to Trump the way you talk to college students? Why not contextualize Trump's actions the way you contextualize young black men and young black women who have adverse contact with law enforcement? No, you can't do that. All of a sudden, it's now not Trump's fault. It's some mysterious group that you did not name doing these skeezy things. And they're stopping Trump from succeeding. Don't you hear Trump tell you it was his idea? He's the one who said yes. He's the one that would be stupid if he turned it down. Why not criticize Trump? All right, so Senator Ron Paul, Republican, Kentucky, suggested on Fox News that Trump's acceptance of the gift could be unconstitutional, arguing that it's, quote, not worth the appearance of impropriety. Here we go.
On the jet, I do think the jet probably sends the wrong signal to people, and I don't like the look or appearance of it, so I would hope that he would reject it. The Constitution specifically says you can't take gifts from foreign leaders. It doesn't say you can't take gifts unless they're going to be for, official use. We also do a lot of business with Qatar, and so we sell them a lot of arms. Essentially, the United States is the biggest arms merchant in the world. We sell arms everywhere, and they're lucrative deals for the arms manufacturers. But I have actually tried to hold up arms sales before to both Saudi Arabia and to Qatar because of their human rights records. So I don't know that if we can have an honest appraisal of their human rights record and decisions on arms sales if we're receiving $400 million gifts from a country. So I'm not for it.
Okay, let's look at what's really happening. And for Democrats, I need you to have a strategy with this and hopefully talk to a few Republicans to get it done. This is the first time that Donald Trump has given you something that is completely non-ambiguous as a constitutional violation. The Constitution strictly prohibits a president of the United States from accepting gifts from a foreign leader. There is no caveat. There is absolutely no exception. And it does not matter what the intent of the president may have been or the intent of those who gave it. That's one. Two, do you really believe Qatar is in the business of making donations out of the goodness of their heart to a Donald Trump without getting something in return? This is a common sense analysis. Doesn't take a whole lot to go down the trail of conclusion about what has taken place. He's always been about self. We don't have to wax poetic about that. We tried to warn you, but you didn't listen. But here we are today. So if you're willing to stand on the morals of what you say you believe or the principles of your, once political party named Republican, this is the opportunity to do so. Based on the optics, it also may be a security concern. Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed, the top Democrat on the Senate Armed Services Committee, slammed the move, arguing that using the plane as Air Force One would, quote, pose immense counterintelligence risk by granting a foreign nation potential access to sensitive systems and communications. Quote, this reckless disregard for national security and diplomatic propriety signals a dangerous willingness to barter American interests for personal gain. Reed said in a statement on Monday, quote, it is an affront to the office of the presidency and a betrayal of the trust placed in any U.S. leader to safeguard the nation's sovereignty. Trump on Monday defended the administration's plans to receive the luxury jet donated by the government during remarks at the White House, calling the donation, quote, a very nice gesture, end quote. Quote, I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person to say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. But I thought it was a great gesture, he said. You know, President Obama had something similar happen to him. It wasn't a jet. It was like a few $100,000 worth of jewelry. It was all in their bags at the hotel, I believe it was. Some other officials had things waiting for them too. President Obama said, you almost forgot that we have a prohibition on accepting these kinds of gifts. He never took them and made sure that nobody with him did. See, that's called integrity. Agree with his politics or not, Trump would never make that decision for anybody in this country. All right, dear brother, thoughts here?
Well, you know, this story highlights one of my favorite things about President Trump, and it's just the fact that he doesn't give a damn about nothing or nobody. He couldn't care less what the Constitution said, didn't say, couldn't care about the emoluments clause, couldn't care about federal law. And he not only does he not care, the fact that he doesn't see the need to even pretend. He's being so brazen enough that not only is he planning on accepting this gift as the Air Force One while he's president, which is stupid, but he's going to take it with him when he leaves. And he can't, for the life of him, fathom why anybody would have a problem with that. There has always been in America a baseline level of corruption that has sort of been baked into the system, like our previous stories, as is with a degree of racism. Trump and his administration has seen that historically and said, hold my beer. We're going to dial it up to 11. We're going to take a plane from the Qatar government, and we're going to accept it personally on his behalf, not on behalf of the American people, but on behalf of Donald Trump himself. And I think it is brazen. It's kind of ironic that the right wing would pick this issue of all to take issue with, because he's been enriching himself personally the entire time he's been president this time, as well as the previous time. I mean, Jared Kushner took $2 billion from the Saudis. So I think the only reason why their hair is on flame is because they want Israel to be the only one bribe marked politician. And Donald Trump is just
something. You said something then.
Oh, yeah. Donald Trump has declared himself open for the highest bidder.
Open for the highest bidder, period. And that's what this signals. I don't think this is about an airplane. This is about Trump letting the world know, I am for hire.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We'll bring you updates the next plane he gets.